So this is a retest now, and I'm also testing the subtech valve. Let you in on a secret, whatever I did, this is the wrong way around. That subtech valve is the wrong way around. I am so stupid, but never mind. I am wondering why it's working the way it is, and I'm thinking, oh, it's just my imagination, but of course the thing's around the wrong way. So I'm building here some much longer collets for the prop shafts, and in total we have now 4 holes running through, into which I'm now going to install 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 grub screws. Quite a lot. There's an example, and this provides a much nicer connection now between the prop shaft and the whole thing. Alright, so here we go. I've got everything now connected up. A mess of wires, not a problem. And I'm now going to test out every component of it, other than the bow hydros, which are disconnected, and will be until I get a bit further along the way. So I'll turn it on, and that's it. So let's see how it all works. First of all, power. That looks pretty good to me. I'm pretty happy with that. There was a bit of vibration in this before, but these larger collets seem to have removed that. Rudder, starboard, port, hydroplanes, dive, surface. That's all working very nicely. Trim tanks now. Yep, that's working very nicely. Main pump. That's it just here. That's really good. Piston. That is fantastic. Very happy with that. It's a really perfect speed. Spokes coming along very nicely. What else is there to show? Nothing really. That's about it. Everything else is dependent on other parts being put on. So the next step for me will be to install all of this in the boat with wires everywhere, just as it is now, and test it again. Then I'm going to reduce the size of the wires and join them and waterproof them, so that in fact it's just I've got just enough wires to take, extra length to remove the various parts and put it all together. Then, still without connecting these, I'm going to have it all put together. I've pressure tested this already. I'm going to put it all together with the O-rings. I'm going to tie these in because I'm not going to have the top. And then I'm going to put it in the pond, in the pool, and I'm going to try the pumps out. I'm going to pressure test everything. These little tubes here, this tube here runs all the way through and connects up to this one, which holds the pressure. It maintains, if you like, 1 atmosphere. That's the wrong thing to say, but it means that if the pressure builds because of the piston here, it also builds in there, and there's lots of room. So the plan will be to use these tubes on both sides separately and do a pressure test on each of these. Once that's done, we put it together, put the bow hydroplanes on, put the top on, put everything together, put it in the pond and start ballasting. Should be able to do that pretty quickly. Right, here's the trial with everything now in place, lots of wires. I'm going to leave that long, mind you. So let's see how we go. Turn it on. That's it. Routine done. Power. Rudder. Hydroplanes. Trim tanks. That's great. Main pump. Reset the Arduino. And the piston. It's looking lovely. Okay, trimming wires back, fixing obvious problems such as the way the wires are coiled in here. I'm using an old speed controller at the moment, which is taking up too much room. But next week I can replace it with an FR40, which is much smaller, and then I can tuck the battery out of the way on top of it. At the moment it's all cluttered awfully. That's going to improve. Okay, that's it. Alright, you can see here the brackets that I've made to hold the wires on the sides of the end caps. That's to hold them firmly in place and get them out of the way so that they're going down toward the back. It's been a really nice thing to do. There's the one on the control room, and that just directs the wires down the port side of the boat. Now I've connected up and shortened the hydroplane wires, the servo wires, and I thought I might just try using some plasti dip on them. To be honest with you, this is not a good idea. It really gets very gluey and gluggy. What I am using is liquid electrical tape with far more success, and just making sure it runs into the end of the heat shrink tape on all of the wires so that they are in fact completely sealed. By doing that, it helps the whole thing. Of course, if the water gets in, it soaks right up the wire, corrodes the wire, and ultimately gets into the electronics of the boat. So you really don't want that to happen. But I've never had that happening using this method. It works a treat. Okay, I'm now just going to pressure test. I've got a seal, as you can see, on the motor room. And I can feel the air coming. Yes, here's me talking about holes in end caps and how you have to fix them. I'd forgotten to do that, but it's just one of the reasons why it's very important to do the testing. I'm just checking that fits lengthwise and filling the old test tank up with water. It's just a bit of chipboard with some screwed together and a tarp, easy as you like. Perfect for this kind of thing because it can be quite deep if I want it to be. And I don't want to move the boat, I just want to get the balance right. So it takes a little while, bit slower than this, as you can probably imagine. But that's lovely. That's my silver soldering brick. It does all sorts of things. Multitask. Okay.